Shalom, family. This is Elder Jenkins with the King James Bible University. And I want to speak to you on the topic. They that fear the Lord are a sure seed. In other words, they that desire the Creator. You have that burning desire to not only learn of Him, but to obey His voice. To live out His will that He have for our lives in the flesh. They that desire the Creator are a sure seed. So we're going to allow the precepts of the Most High to minister into us. And this is one just to meditate on, using meditation upon God's holy and divine word. So once again, this is Elder Jenkins with the King James Bible University. And it's my prayer that someone will be richly edified, and in your quiet time, you can reflect back on this teaching for meditation. So we're going to get started in the book of Sirach, chapter 14, and verse 20 down to 21. He said, blessed, meaning given wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, is the man, meaning is the male or female, that doeth meditate good things in wisdom. Blessed is that man, that male or female, that doeth meditate good things in wisdom, and that reasoneth of holy things by his understanding. He that considered her ways in his heart shall also have understanding in her secrets. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and verse 22 down to 28. He says, for wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me. For in her is an understanding spirit holy, one only, manifold, subtile, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, overseeing all things, and going through all understanding, pure in most subtile spirits. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of God, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of God, and the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things. And remaining in herself, she maketh all things new. And in all ages, entering into holy souls, she maketh them friends of God and prophets. For God loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. Deuteronomy chapter 6 in verse 4 down to 15. He says, "Hear, O Israel, the Spirit of God is one Spirit." It's one Spirit. "And thou shalt love the Spirit of God thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words of wisdom, which I have commanded thee this day, shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shall talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house, and on thy gates." In other words, this wisdom should be in your mind. It should be in your heart. You should be meditating on it daily, seeking out his wisdom. "And it shall be when the Spirit of God, thy God, shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and houses full of good things, which thou fieldest not, and wells dig, which thou digestest not. What that wells dig that thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten," and we're going to flip this spiritually, "when thou have learned and be full." So in other words, these wells of knowledge and wisdom, all of this understanding that you're getting in the land which he's promised to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All of this wealth of information. You didn't supply yourself with it. I didn't supply myself with it. I didn't dig this well. I didn't plant this vineyard. I didn't plant this olive tree. I didn't plant this knowledge in me. This was done by the Most High, and the covenant, the agreement that he made with our forefathers. So we have to be very careful when we get on this straight and narrow road that few pass on. That wide road and that wide gate that lead to destruction is plenty traveling on that path. But that narrow path is few that travel on that path. He said, "When thou shalt have learned and be full, then beware lest thou forget the Spirit of God which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt." He brought us out of confusion and bondage. He brought us out of prison houses. He brought us out of doctrines that was unclean. He said, "From the house of bondage, thou shalt fear," meaning desire the Spirit of God, thy God, and serve him, and shall swear by his name, meaning by his way. Ye shall not go after other gods of the gods of the people which are round about you. This is something that we should not do. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 5 down to 9. He says, get wisdom, get understanding. Forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou doest embrace her. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. That's what wisdom will do. Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 22 down to 27. He says, go after her as one that traceth, and lie in wait in her ways. He that prieth in at her windows shall also hearken at her doors. He that lodge near her house shall also fasten a pin in her walls. He shall pitch his tent nigh unto her, and shall lodge in a lodging where good things are. He shall set his children under her shelter, and shall lodge under her branches. By her he shall be covered from heat, and in her glory shall he dwell. Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 13 down to 17. The spirit of those that fear, meaning that desire the Creator, shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. Whoso desired the Creator shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. Blessed, meaning given wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, is the soul of him that desired the Creator. To whom doeth he look, and who is his strength? For the eyes of the Creator are upon them that love him, that promise him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat, and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling, and in help from falling. He raised up the soul and lighted the eyes. He giveth health, life, and blessing, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Sirach chapter 1 and verse 4 down to 18. He says, wisdom have been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from everlasting. The word of God Most High is the foundation of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments. To whom have the root of wisdom been revealed? Or who have known her wise counsels? Unto whom have the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest? and who have understood her great experience. There is one wise and greatly to be feared, to be desired. The Creator sitting upon his throne. He created her and saw her and numbered her and poured her out upon all his works. Speaking about wisdom. She is with all flesh according to his gift. And he have given her to them that love him. The fear, meaning the desire of the Creator, is honor and glory and gladness and a crown of rejoicing. The desire of the Creator make it a merry heart and give it joy and gladness and a long life. Whoso desired the Creator, it shall go well with him at the last. And he shall find favor in the day of his death. To desire the Creator is the beginning of wisdom. And it was created with the faithful in the womb. She have built an everlasting foundation with men, and she shall continue with their seed. To desire the Creator is fullness of wisdom and filleth men with her fruits. She filleth all their house with things desirable, and the garners with her increase. The desire of the Creator is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are the gifts of God, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him. Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 15. He said, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. In Exodus chapter 23 and verse 20 down to 22. He says, behold, meaning remember, I send an angel, meaning I send a messenger, a mouthpiece, a vessel that's going to give you this word before thee, to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. It's going to be my gift to you. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions. For my name, meaning for my way, is in him. He's marked by me. You can tell when he speaks. His speech is going to be different. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak through him, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversaries. Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 18 and 19. He said, I will raise them up a mouthpiece. This prophet is a mouthpiece from among their brethren, from the same tribes, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, and meaning in my way, I will require it of him. That's what I'm going to do. Sirach, chapter 1, and verse 19 down to 16. And it says, wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, standing, and exalted them to honor that hold her fast. So he just got through telling us that he's going to give us pastors according to his heart, and they got to feed you with knowledge and understanding. So we see these messengers should be having these characteristics because he's using them to feed his people. He's going to equip them with the skill and the knowledge of the understanding to deliver this word to his people. He says the root of wisdom is to desire the Creator, and the branches thereof are long life. The desire of the Creator driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. A furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. A patient man will tear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Creator shall give unto thee. For the desire of the Creator is the wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. Sirach, chapter 4, in verse 11 down to 21. He said, wisdom exalted her children, and laid hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory. This is what she will do, will inherit glory. Not only that, and wheresoever she entereth, the Creator will bless. So in other words, wherever wisdom entered, he will bless that individual with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This will happen. It's not, it might happen, it will happen. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Creator doeth love. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge, meaning shall teach the nations. And he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. Providing if a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her. and his generation shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him, and give him over to his own ruin. Observe the opportunity, and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace. Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 5 down to 36. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Don't allow yourself to be tossed to and fro, carried about by every wind of doctrine. Don't allow yourself to get caught up following what everybody else is doing, following the traditions of men and the commandments of men and the cultures of men. He says, "Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things." See, everybody don't want to hear right things. They don't want to stomach right things. When you speaking straight and speaking right, they get offended. He say, "For my mouth shall speak truth." Everybody can't handle the truth. They say they want the truth, but when you give them the truth, they can't handle the truth. He say, "For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understandeth." See, when you're having a conversation with someone and you sharing this wisdom, and when they understand you, you speaking plain to them because they clearly understanding what you're saying, and as they chiming in, you understanding what they're saying. But if you speaking to someone that's not in the truth, it's like you speaking a foreign language. They cannot comprehend your speech. Now he said, "But they are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge." So you have to be inclined to the Most High wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to even understand the truth. That's why it's not good to speak against things that you don't clearly understand, because you don't realize you can be hurting your own self and damning your own soul, and you speak against the Holy Ghost. He said, receive my instruction and not silver and knowledge rather than choice gold. Don't worry about the material things, but you need to look for these spiritual wealth, which is my wisdom, my knowledge, and my understanding. This is the real wealth. For wisdom is better than rubies. And all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to wisdom. I don't care what you can think of, an exotic vacation, an exotic home, an exotic automobile. Nothing is to be compared with the wisdom of the Most High. You might not have no money in your pocket. You might just be barely getting by. But if you holding on to this truth, if you holding on to this wisdom and this knowledge and this understanding, you are wealthy in heaven. You can have all of the money in the world and all of the material things and you're miserable. Because why? You poor and you're lacking the knowledge of God. Oh, I would rather be wealthy in heaven with the spiritual understanding of my Creator than to have all of the desirable things here on this earth and be tormented in my spirit. Not knowing myself, not knowing who I am. He says, I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty inventions. The desire of the Spirit of God is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. By me kings reign, and princes decree justice. By me princes rule, and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Riches and honor are with me, yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold. And my revenue than choice silver. I lead in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance. I will fill their treasures. The Spirit of God possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning or ever the earth was. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was, I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world, when he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave to the sea his decree, that the waters should not pass his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him, as comparison one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth. And my delights were with the sons of men. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me. Blessed is giving wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is the male or female that heareth me. They hearkening unto me. Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. That individual is going to be blessed with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. For whoso findeth me, findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Spirit of God. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me, they love death. They love death, the ones that hate me. Sirach, chapter 24, verse 1 down to 12. He said, wisdom shall praise herself. She shall confess of herself and shall glory in the midst of her people. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power. I came out of the mouth of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud. I dwelt in high places, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar. I alone compassed the circuit of heaven and walked in the bottom of the deep. In the waves of the sea and in all the earth and in every people and nation I got a possession. With all these I sought rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide? So the Creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel. He created me from the beginning, before the world, and I shall never fail. In the holy tabernacle I served before him, and so was I established in Zion. Likewise, in the beloved city he gave me rest, and in Jerusalem was my power. And I took root in an honorable people, even in the portion of the Lord's inheritance. This is what I did. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 9 and 10. He said, for the Lord's portion is his people, and Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. Sirach, chapter 44, and verse 11 down to 23. He said, with their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance, and their children are within the covenant. Their seed standeth fast, and their children for their sakes. Their seed shall remain forever, and their glory shall not be blotted out. Their bodies are buried in peace, but their name liveth forevermore. The people will tell of their wisdom, and the congregation will show forth their praise. This is what they would do. Enoch pleased the Creator and was translated, being an example of repentance to all generations. Noah was found perfect and righteous. In the time of wrath, he was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore was he left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came. An everlasting covenant was made with him, that all flesh should perish no more by the flood. Abraham was a great father of many people. In glory was there none like unto him, who kept the law of the Most High and was in covenant with him. He established the covenant in his flesh, and when he was proved, he was found faithful. Therefore, he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations in his seed. These the ones that he was going to bless. All 12 of these tribes in his seed, and that he would multiply him as the dust of the earth, and exalt his seed as the stars, and cause them to inherit from sea to sea, and from the river unto the utmost part of the land. With Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake the blessing of all men and the covenant, and made it rest upon the head of Jacob. He acknowledged him in his blessing and gave him an heritage, and divided his portions among the 12 tribes did he part them. Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 29. He said, the secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Because we just got through seeing in Sirach, he said, matter of fact, let's go back there. Instead of me quoting it, let's go back and see it again in Sirach 44 and 23. He said, and made it rest upon the head of Jacob. He acknowledged him in his blessing, in his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and gave him an heritage, and divided his portions among the 12 tribes did he part them. All of his portions of blessing, he divided it among the 12 tribes. And so that's why we get to the latter part of Deuteronomy 29 and 29, and it tells us, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Letting us know it's something that we got to do. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 19 and 20. He said, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Spirit of God, thy God, meaning thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Spirit of God swear unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Psalms chapter 20 and verse 1 down to 7. He says, the Spirit of God hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob defend thee. Send thee help from the sanctuary, and strengthen thee out of Zion. Remember all thy offerings, and accept thy burnt sacrifice. Selah. Grant thee according to thine own heart, and fulfill all thy counsel. We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God we will set up our banners. The Spirit of God fulfill all thy petitions. As we praying out our prayer of petitions, he say he will fulfill them. Now know that I, the Spirit of God, saved his anointed. I'm going to deliver you from evil. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand, his power. Some trust in chariots and some in horses and their own private interpretations, but we will remember the way of the Spirit of God, our God, meaning our guide. This is what we're going to do. We're not looking to get entangled with anything else other than this word of truth. Let the chips fall where they lay. Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 19 and 20. He said, they that desire the Creator are a sure seed. See, everybody not going to want to walk on this path. They're not going to want to go on this journey that you're on. This is between you and your Maker. Stop trying to look for folks to link up with you and to yoke up with you. You got to be willing to go all by yourself. He said, they that desire the Creator are a sure seed. And they that love him, an honorable plant. They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. And they that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. Among brethren, he that is chief is honorable. So are they that desire the Creator in his eyes. Hebrews chapter 13. In verse 20 and 21. He said, now the God of peace that brought again from the dead our Creator salvation, that great shepherd of the sheep, through the blood of the lifestyle of the everlasting covenant, make you perfect in every good work to do his will, working in you that which is well pleasing in his sight. Through salvation, the anointed one, Yahushua the Messiah, Jesus Christ, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen. So family, I hope and pray something was said to help you along your journey. But they that desire the Creator are a sure seed. You can rest assured that if you have that hunger and that thirst after righteousness, it shall be filled. So I'm going to wish everyone a happy Sabbath as we begin this Sabbath morning, and a shalom to everyone until we meet again. Shalom.